First, the Acolyte will play Righteous Fury, and he currently has 3 faith, which means he can affect everybody, and everyone is within the range of 4. So everyone's going to gain +1 damage to their attack actions. That will raise the darkness another 1 to 4. We definitely need to gain some of our strength back with the Apprentice. So she's going to cast Leech and use it as a reaction. I'm going to have her stay still so she can get the full bonus of not moving. And I'm going to have her attack Io, that large captain right next to her, raising the AP 1 to 5. She's going to cast Leech. She gets 1 and 1. This uses a focus, so her Demon's Bane will give her 2 and 4. She currently still has Hero's Edge, which will give her 1 and 1. The Ring of Neria will give her another Fate die. 2 more 10-sided due to not moving with Leech. This is an attack action, so she'll get +1 damage if it hits with Righteous Fury. And we need 2 6s or better in order to hit this captain. Oh no. Wow. That sucks. She got 1 7 and then a 3 1 5 4 1. She totally missed with Leech. Well, that was very unfortunate. So I have a couple of ideas. The next time we raise the AP by 1, the darkness is going to activate, and we haven't taken care of that lair yet. This is a tough decision. I have the Mountain Crumbles, but that's only going to hit 2 targets. I could cast Last Rites and hit targets. Just not sure which route I want to take. I think I'll take my chances and have the Acolyte cast Last Rites, raising the AP 2, so the darkness will activate after Last Rites. And I'm going to center Last Rites right there on that Fire Iathy. I have 3 faith, so I'll have it start here and then go clockwise to the captain and then over here to the other Fire Iathy. Hopefully the Acolyte can make up for that terrible roll that the Apprentice had. He's not moving, so Last Rites will give him 2 additional 10-sided. Last Rites uses a relic, his Dark Crystal, so he'll get 2 more 10-sided and another Fate die, +1 Fate die from the Bracers of Will, and I think that is it. We're going to need a really good roll here because we're attacking 3 different of monsters here. We have 1 Cycline, we have 2 Fire Iathy, and 1 Io, this water captain. So we need a lot of good numbers here. 7, 8, 4, 4, 4. What does that do for us? Well, the Cyclone needs a 4. The Fire Iathy needs 2 5s or better, and Io needs 2 6s or better. So I could take out 3 if I apply the 7 and 8 to the Fire Iathy and one of the 4s to the Cycline. I think that makes sense. Otherwise, I would do some damage to Io, but it wouldn't be enough to take him out, and then I would have those Fire Iathy still there. I did roll a Faith symbol though, and that makes my recipe on my Dark Crystal. So I can move 1 card from my discard pile to the top of my draw pile. So we'll do that after we're done here. I will apply that 7 and 8 to the Fire Iathy. That way I can take out 2 of them. Oh wait, that's right. Glacier's Grip is still there, which lowers their target numbers. Hold on a second. Okay, the Fire Iathy ignore target number effects, but that's okay. I can still apply the 7 and the 8 to them. One of the 4s for the Cycline, and the 2 remaining 4s I can apply to Io here because his target number will drop down to because he's in Glacier's Grip. So instead of needing 2 6s, I need 2 4s. Whew, so I rolled exactly what I needed, a 7 and an 8, and then a 4 for the Cycline and 2 4s for Io. Wow, that worked out better than I thought. Also, Last Rites is not a melee attack, so the Molten Armor doesn't come into play from the Fire Iathy. And I think I'm thinking about the Fire Iathy incorrectly, because that ignore all hero target number effects, that's under their attack, so that would be if they were attacking us. Either way, I was able to apply all the numbers to everybody, so no problems there. We did take out 3 enemies, so we can put another treasure down. And this would have been the initial target, and then it would have went around clockwise, so the third one would have been where that Glacier's grip token is at. And last rites will deal 2 damage to Io because Righteous Fury gives him a +1 to attack action, so that'll take 2 damage. So we're halfway to taking him out, but that attack is going to put us into dangerous territory because we took out 3 minions and we did 2 damage to Io, taking us all the way up to 9 with our threat. Our darkness activates. Roll 1 fate die for each hero adjacent to another. A captain appears next to a hero that matches that attribute. Ouch. Threat penalty. All 12 by 12 realm tiles must have 2 layers for the rest of the act. Well, that's not a problem. We didn't make it to threat 10 anyway. The captains will activate, and then the minions will activate, and then we'll have a heavy spawn. And a heavy spawn on the Iathi is 1 air Iathi and another captain. We have 2 heroes that are adjacent to each other, so we're going to have to roll 2 fate dice because of that darkness event. And hope for no symbols that match anybody. Ooh, a darkness and a nature. Good. The captains are going to activate first. They can move 2, and they have to get right next to the characters to attack. This captain is already right next to the apprentice, so it's going to stay there. This captain can really only move up diagonally 1. Because of Hearn's pitfall there, plus Glacier's grip. He's kind of leaning because of all that treasure. He can attack either the Acolyte or the Apprentice. Priority is proximity and then most vitality. The Acolyte has more vitality, so he will attack the Acolyte. Then we have these 2 back here, and they're really kind of stuck back there. They can't move far enough to get into any open spaces. So for now, they're just stuck in the back. For the minions, the air Iathi will activate next. They can move 6, and they need to get within a range of 2. This one is 3 away from the Acolyte and the Apprentice orthogonally. Actually, no, it's 1, 2. So the Acolyte is the closest. They just need to be within 2. So it can move there. This one can move there. And they're both within range to attack. We'll have the Fire and Earth Iathi activate next because they're more courageous. So we have a Cyclone here, here, there. Fire Iathi here, 2 Earth there. Well, he's stuck. These Hearn's pitfalls are keeping him from moving. These 2 back here can only move 2. They can't get close enough to attack, but we will have them move a little bit closer. Then we have our Cyclone, who already are all engaged, except for this one here has to choose between the soldier and the Acolyte. I think it's the soldier, if we remember last time. Yeah, because proximity is the same, then we go to rage. Alright, so we got a lot of dice to roll. Let's start with the captains. We have 1 captain that's attacking the Apprentice and 1 that is attacking the Acolyte. They use 3 10-sided dice and 4 fate dice. Remember, the Apprentice can ignore 1 damage per darkness cycle. She only has 2 health, but she has a vitality potion. Even if her health goes down to 0, we can use a vitality potion immediately to bring it back up. And she has the helm, so we can re-roll one of the enemy's fate dice. Okay. He has a target number of 5. Definitely hit. No darkness symbols, so no frozen to worry about. But he did do 1 damage there. She'll ignore that one with her Ring of Neria. He gets a second attack. Oh, he just made it with that 6. Again, no darkness symbols. Nothing to worry about there, frozen. So she's going to take 1 wound, plus the freezing wind does 1 damage to all adjacent heroes per darkness cycle. So she's going to take 2 wounds, and that would have taken her down to 0. And she'll use her vitality potion immediately. That'll give her 4 health back and take her back up to 4. Next, our other captain is going to attack the Acolyte. But thanks to his solace, the target number is going to go up 2 because this is a captain attacking. Before I roll the dice, I almost forgot that I was allowed to move a card from my discard pile to the top of my draw pile because my fate die recipe is my Dark Crystal and the Acolyte. And I took Hand of the Father out and will place it on top of the draw pile. Now Io attacks, this time with a target number of 7. Oh, easily hits. No darkness symbols, luckily. We'll take that damage off in just a second. Oh, and he hits again, and a darkness symbol. Man, this is rough. And freezing wind is going to affect him, so the Acolyte's going to take 3 damage, and the Apprentice is going to take another 1 because she's next to that one also. The Acolyte takes 3 damage and has another spot frozen, and the Apprentice will take another wound also. Next we have our Air Iathy, both attacking the Acolyte. And I'll go ahead and play the attack this time, because if they are successful, I'll push him back 1 square to here, because then that'll put him within range of 2 captains instead of 1. They get 1 attack each. They roll 2 10-sided dice with a target number of 6. That one is successful. I don't need to roll the other one because it doesn't do any damage, but it will push the Acolyte into the range of the other captain now. I'm not going to roll the special on the Air Iathy. The Overdrive ×1 fate die allows them to activate again because they cannot move. They're kind of stuck right here, but that will push him back, and they have no room to get in. Otherwise I would try it to see if they could activate again, but they can't go over Hearn's Pitfall. What do we have left? We have 2 Cycline attacking this soldier, and that one attacking the Apprentice. The 2 Cycline will attack the soldier, and a 5 and a 5 is no good. They have a target number of 6, but their perfect sight allows them to re-roll missed attacks once, and they are successful both times. That means we have to roll a couple of fate dice. This one, well, we'll do 1 at a time. This one will be for the one on the left, no darkness symbol, and then the one on the right, no darkness symbol. And while we're here at the dice tray, let's roll the 1 attack against the Apprentice. Misses, but gets to re-roll. Oh, hits. So we'll roll a fate die for him. No darkness symbol. Soldier takes 2 wounds from the Cycline, and she is down to 3. And our poor Apprentice takes another wound, and she's back down to 2. Let's take a look at the battlefield and make sure everybody got to attack. The Air Iathy did. The 2 Cycline attacked. These 2 and the Fire could not attack. Both captains attacked. That Cycline attacked also. And that will take us back to our hero cycle. And we have to do the Heavy Spawn, which is an Air Iathy and a captain. Where are these things going to spawn? Well, the captain is the hard one. There's no room for it up here. And the closest I can get it to the lair would be there. And the Air Iathy will spawn right there. Whew, that is a lot of really big enemies. We're going to get the soldier involved. She's going to move forward 1, and with her boots of speed, declare cautious movement in case she moves again. And I'm going to have her use the hidden blade and go after that captain. That'll take the darkness up to 2. It's time to break out this horrifying spear and do some damage. Horrifying spear will give her another 3 and 3. The boots of speed will add a fate die. We're going after this captain, so we need 2 6s. Nice. A 10, a 7, 6. We got him. Unfortunately, I can't make my fate die recipe. I was really hoping to do that. But it's better than nothing, that's for sure. We can do 2 damage. We get to do an extra damage because of Righteous Fury. Gives us +1 to attack actions. +1 damage, that is. Plus, this attack also affects 1 target adjacent to the initial target. I'm going to have it affect the other captain right there. That captain already has 2 damage on it. So this attack is going to do 2 damage to the one I attacked and 2 to him. That 2 is enough to take that captain out. And I will just transfer this die that I was using to mark damage down to him. Taking out a captain triggers another treasure to be dropped. And we'll drop that right here in front of our apprentice. Next, I'm going to have the apprentice play The Mountain Crumbles, and it has a range of 3, but she's going to attack that captain right in front of her, well, kind of diagonal to her. Plus, if they're successful, the attack affects one additional target adjacent to the initial. The lair is adjacent to the captain, so we'll have it affect the lair also. The Mountain Crumbles raises the darkness 1. We get our initial 1 and 1. We're not moving, so we'll get 3 additional fate dice. The Mountain Crumbles uses a focus, so we get to use our Demon's Bane. That's 4 more fate dice, 2 more d10, 1 more fate die for the Ring of Neria. She still has the Hero's Edge, so another fate die and another d10. That captain is inside Glacier's grip, so the target number drops from a 6 to a 4. So I need to get 2 4s to hit him. Nice. 4, 10, 9, 6. Got him. Thanks to Righteous Fury adding on an additional damage to attack actions. That'll cause 2 damage to the captain. And that's enough to take care of him. I'm going to grab that last treasure off the darkness board and put it right there where the captain was. Now we have a nice little hoard of treasure right there in the middle of the tiles. And the Mountain Crumbles will flow backwards, hitting the lair for 2 more, putting it at a 4. One more damage and that lair is taken care of. The soldier only moved 1 so far. She has another movement point and another one from her Mantle of Fate. Before she moves, the apprentice is going to clear Glacier's grip, and the soldier will use her 2 movement points, and she will use Harvest of Bones, and that is going to cause the 90-degree arc to start here at this air Iathe, run into Io, into this earth Iathe, and then I'm going to play a rage card to give me another target so I can hit the lair also. Harvest of Bones will raise the darkness 2 more, up to 5. The soldier will take one of her cards and play it to gain a rage. I got a little too excited there and forgot to put my threat on. We know the soldier did 2 damage to one captain and then 2 damage to an adjacent captain for 4 rage or threat. The apprentice did 2 damage to a captain and 2 damage to a lair, raising her threat all the way up to 9 also, just like the Acolyte. Let's do this Harvest of Bones, see if we can take some more things out. Her Boots of Speed are keeping her a cautious movement, so she'll get another fate die from the Harvest of Bones. She's got that Horrifying Spear. The Boots of Speed will add a fate die. So we're hoping for a good roll here. A 2, a 5, a 9, and a 10. And we made our fate die recipe. I'm not going to be able to hit everybody. I do have a 9, a 10, a 5, and a 2. The 2 isn't going to help me with anyone. Even the lair needs at least a 3. All of these attacks are going to do 2 damage. The Horrifying Spear is going to allow me to affect a target next to the initial target. And the initial target was right here with this air. So one of these. And I made my fate die recipe, so one target within 4 squares I can do 2 damage to. Alright, let's see how we want to divvy this up. The air Iathe are not as dangerous in my opinion as the earth, because they can do damage. So I can apply the 9 and the 0 to this earth Iathe right here. The iron skin is going to get rid of the first damage, but the second damage will make it through. I'll apply the 5 to the lair. Take care of the lair, which is a big deal because the darkness is going to activate again soon. We don't have to worry about more spawns. I can affect a target adjacent to the initial target. Io was part of the attack, even though it didn't take any damage, but can I include that as adjacent to the initial target, or does it have to be one of these 2 that weren't involved in the original attack? It does say adjacent to the initial target, so the initial target was this one right there, because Harvest of Bones calls them out as 1, 2, 3, and then additional. So I'm thinking I can attack him as the additional adjacent target, even though he was part of the original. But but I don't think so. I'm having a hard time figuring it out. I think since it was part of the initial attack that it wouldn't be fair, because what if I did hit him, then I could say, oh, I hit him again, and that doesn't make any sense. So it'd have to be one of these two here, and I will have it affect this fire Iathy and take him out. And then I can affect one target within 4 squares. We have another earth there. Air, air, air. We have the cycline. I can't take out all the cycline, so I'm going to get rid of this earth Iathy here, because that does 2 damage, so his stone skin doesn't protect him completely. Ooh, alright, we're making progress. We got that layer out of there. Everyone's taking an action. I don't have any reaction cards that are going to really help me right now. So at this time, I will end the hero cycle and go into the hero deck phase. I'm going to clear a disengage card is what that rage was. She had 1 empty spot. She can drop down to 3. The acolyte is out of luck. His rage is going to stay at 9 because his 2 spots are frozen. The apprentice is going to get hers to go down by 1 to 8. We'll clear that glacier's grip out from underneath her Demon's Bane. The apprentice kept her attack card and gained Arcane Lance, Chaotic Overflow, the Mountain Crumbles, and Hustle. The acolyte didn't keep any and received Angelic Word, Smite, Feet of the Saints, Pray, and Hand of the Father. The soldier kept drawing the ire and got Attack, Riding the Edge, the Easy Way, and Impenetrable. Again, I forgot about Threat. The soldier took out 2 of the Earth Iathy, and they each had 1 health. He took out a Fire Iathy with 1 health, and he did 1 more damage to the lair. So that would be a total of 4 damage actually inflicted, taking his threat, her threat, all the way up to 7. Sorry for all the mistakes. I'm playing late at night, a little bit tired. Sorry about that. There are 2 monster types out there, raising the darkness by 2, so the darkness will activate. Let's see what happens to us this time.